Hi everyone, this is Peter Online Computer Network Engineering Tutorial. I'm here to introduce to you Ether Channel. Ether Channel is a technology, is a link aggregation technology that enables you to combine physical links together in order, let's say two or more physical links together in order to create one logical link. Okay, so you do this by combining two or more links in order to create a high speed link between switches. Okay, normally you can use just one network cable and link two switches. Let's say that switch is a fast Ethernet switch, which means you have created a 100 megabit Ethernet link between, you know, switches. And let's say you bundle these links, okay, by connecting two or more links, and the maximum is 8 links, 8 physical links. Okay, so when you create 8 physical links into one logical link on a fast Ethernet switch, which means you have increased the bandwidth of that, link to 800 megabit per second. That is the importance of, creating Ether channel between in your switch network. Okay, so another thing is it can also ensure fault tolerance, okay, by creating failover, which means when one link fails, another link takes over. Okay, so let's say this is a gigabit Ethernet switches. These are gigabit Ethernet switches. Remember, gigabit Ethernet switches transmit signal at the rate of 1 gigabit speed between switches. So when you bundle these physical links together, which means you have increased the bandwidth of this network to 8 gigabit speed. Okay, from 1 gigabit speed to 8 gigabit speed, which is a high speed transmission rate between the switches. Okay, and let's say it's a 10 gigabit Ethernet switch, which can transmit, where you have the bandwidth between the switches, 10 gigabit, linking 8 links or bundling 8 links here will give you about 80 gigabit speed. Wow. Imagine some switches can transmit signal even with one cable, okay, probably fiber optic cable at a speed of 40 or 100 megabit per second. Oh, sorry, 40 or 100 gigabit per second. Now you use just 1 gigabit speed and you increase it to bandwidth of 80 gigabit. Okay, which means you have built a cost-effective network infrastructure. You did not spend much, but you have achieved a a higher bandwidth and fault tolerance, network infrastructure while spending less. Okay, so now how does it work? Okay, you put Ethernet cables. Okay, you create from switch port, you link Ethernet cable to another switch port. From here, you link another one up to 8. You can put less than 8, from 2 upwards to 8. Okay, it is a 100 megabit speed fast Ethernet switch, which means you have created 800 megabit speed bandwidth. You have increased this from 100 megabit to 800 megabit per second. If it is a gigabit, you have increased to 8 gigabit. If it is 10, you have increased to 80. So Ether channel give you that, flexibility to increase your network bandwidth between switches. And this works between switches or between servers. You can see this is a server. Server, is accessible by internet users or the staff of the company. Okay, more than 1,000 people can be accessing this server. So increasing the bandwidth is very, very important, okay, from switch to this server. And let's say this server runs 1 gigabit Ethernet card, okay? So if you get 1 gigabit Ethernet card with 2 ports, which means it can create about 2 gigabit speed from switch to this server. You can increase the speed, okay? And Ether channel has a layer 2. There's layer 2 Ether channel. Layer 2 Ether channel is where you configure trunk between these switches. It makes this link a trunk, okay? And they cannot just, understand me, creating Ether channel links here, okay, by adding about 8 network cables and bundling them together to form one logical link, okay, is not by using cable or rope and tie it together. No, it's by configuration. You configure it. After linking it, you configure it, okay? It's a logical thing. But physically, you see the 8 cables. But logically, you have bundled them together. You will see this round thing, okay? So now, it has layer 2 and layer 3 Ether channel. Layer 3 Ether channel is when, after creating this link, you configure IP address between the links. That's layer 3. And layer 2 is when you want to create trunk link. Maybe in a switch network between your switches. Of course, you know that, let's say these switches, okay, these are switches, remember? This link, and this link. You can create more links here, increase the bandwidth of these links, and increase the bandwidth of these links. Okay, Ether channel. And it creates, remember, this link is supposed to be trunk links. Okay, that's layer 2 Ether channel. Okay, now, or just link. Okay, now, if it is IP address you want to configure, which means you have created layer 3 Ether channel. Excuse me, please. Sorry, there was an interruption. I didn't want background noise. So as I was saying, creating trunk between switches using Ether channel link is layer 2 Ether channel, and assigning IP address. Okay, some links like backbone links in a core network switch network infrastructure where IP address is required. You can decide to create links, increase bandwidth by adding more links, and assign IP addresses between those links, which means you have configured layer 3 Ether channel. We'll do the configuration later. So now, Ether channel has 2 types, okay? Ether channel has 2 types. Link aggregation control protocol. This is industry standard. This is industry standard on 802.3AD. And this is Cisco proprietary port aggregation protocol. This developed by Cisco system, and they use it between Cisco switches. You can also use this between Cisco switches, okay? But Cisco created this, and this is international, industry standard, created by Institute of Electrical/Electronic Engineers, okay? So if you like this video, do not hesitate to share, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.